Hello, camp staff. My name is Molly Blaker, and I'm from the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati, where our mission is to empower individuals, educate families, enhance communities, and together celebrate the extraordinary lives of people with Down syndrome. We are thrilled that you are joining in our mission and are so appreciative that you are taking some time to learn about campers with Down syndrome and how you can provide a wonderful camp experience. Before we talk about campers, I'd like to share some general information about Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a genetic variation that may affect physical, intellectual, or language development. It occurs when there is an extra copy of the 21st chromosome. So, instead of 2, there are 3 copies of genetic material in some or all of an individual's cells. It is the most common occurring chromosomal abnormality, occurring in approximately 1 out of every 690 births. Down syndrome has its own spectrum of varying abilities, so one child with Down syndrome might present very differently than another child with Down syndrome. Down syndrome affects all races and economic groups. Before a camper with Down syndrome arrives, there are a few things you can do to set everyone up for success. First, gather additional information about the camper. We have a form on our website you can share with families to learn more about the camper's likes and needs. Make a phone call to the family before camp begins. Introduce yourself as the counselor and let them know you're looking forward to seeing them. Ask if they have any questions. If possible, invite the camper to tour camp before camp begins. It would be great to do this the week before the camper attends. Finally, and possibly most importantly, engage in clear, honest communication with families. Talk about goals, expectations, and plans for future communication while the child is at camp. Make sure everyone is in agreement before the camper arrives. Along with that extra chromosome comes some common characteristics found in people with Down syndrome. It's good to think about how these characteristics might impact a camper and what supports might be helpful. We believe these accommodations will be beneficial for all campers. Campers with Down syndrome might have a slower processing speed, meaning it takes longer for them to process or understand what they have heard. If this is so, allow time for the camper to process what they have heard before expecting a response. This applies to both verbal and physical requests. Give one instruction at a time. Wait for the instruction to be followed before giving the next. Speak in short, simple phrases when giving directions. If it's a camp tradition to do silly things with directions, that's fine. Once that's done, simply tell the camper in a clear way. Gain the camper's attention before communicating. Campers with Down syndrome might have low muscle tone. These campers have to work harder than others to do the same things. To help with this, you can allow for shorter times of activity or play. It's okay if the camper doesn't participate in an activity for the entire time. Provide breaks, both scheduled and as needed. Adjust as the week continues and you get to know the camper's needs better. Provide alternate ways of walking long distances, such as a medical chair, golf cart, or hayride. Support fine and gross motor activities. Campers might need support in a variety of activities, such as arts and crafts, archery, climbing, and canoeing. Ask the camper if they would like help. Campers with Down syndrome might have communication challenges. It is important to honor all forms of communication. If you're unsure what the camper has tried to communicate, ask the camper to repeat themselves. If you still do not understand, ask the camper to show you what they mean. If you can't figure it out and the camper is showing signs of frustration, If possible, ask someone who is more familiar with a camper's form of communication. Campers with Down syndrome might have slower learning abilities. It might take a little longer for them to learn new skills or routines. Use clear visuals for support. Pictures of where you are going or an expected action. A picture or written sequential schedule of the daily activities. First, then charts or color coding. Allow for repeated opportunities to practice skills. This can be during an activity, before moving to the next step, or over the course of several days. Break tasks into smaller steps. Present the steps one at a time. Allow for self-pacing. It's okay if the camper doesn't complete things at the same time or in the same way as other campers. Here are some additional accommodations that might be helpful. Use a visual timer to help campers understand time limits. You can download an app for your phone. When possible, offer choices. Ask the camper, would you like to do archery or crafts? Should we walk quietly or while listening to a favorite song? Do you want to complete the project by yourself or together? Give a warning before transitioning to the next activity. Prompt by saying, in 5 minutes we will, in 1 minute we will. Use the 10-second rule. Wait 10 seconds after asking a question or giving a direction to allow processing time before expecting a verbal or physical response. A few other things to keep in mind when working with campers with Down syndrome are they have the same moods and emotions as all children. They might be excited or nervous when they arrive. During the week, they could be shy or outgoing, fearful, bored, trusting or joyful, and so on. They often understand more than they can express verbally. Be mindful of how you speak in their presence. Many campers with Down syndrome will flourish with peer support. Use peers when you can as examples and for motivation. They appreciate immediate, positive, descriptive feedback. Let them know what they are doing well when it's happening. Many demonstrate strength in social skills and the ability to show compassion. You might notice your camper with Down syndrome is the first to notice when another camper is upset and want to comfort them, or be ready to celebrate another camper's achievement. If you have questions, please reach out to the DSAGC. We're happy to assist you in any way we can. Thank you again for taking the time to learn about campers with Down syndrome. We know they are going to have a wonderful experience because of you. We look forward to hearing all about it.